Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing?
You're doing all right? And this is what you get in Europe.
Hello. Tony Ellis!
Oh, no.
Thank you so much. Leave you the man.
I'm here with Christian. Christian, a great game today for Arsenal, winning 3-1 away at Milan, one of the prestigious grounds in Europe. A lot of people said that this would be tough, it would be cagey. It was a lot more open than I thought, and Arsenal played really well today.
100%. They're the best team in Italy at the moment, top of Serie A. We've comprehensively beaten them. You know, that's the best team in Italy that we've beaten away from home now. We beat the best
team we lost to last year.
Team we lost to last year, team that got to the final last season. We beat the best team in Germany at home 3-1. We beat Atletico Madrid comprehensively 4-0 at home. We're the best team in England. Like, everything's going well for this Arsenal team right now. Going really, really well. And don't get me wrong, I've lost my head and gone over the top at times and said this and said that. I just need silverware now. I'm in the end zone now. That's where I'm looking. It doesn't actually matter whether we're the best team. I know Kanji came out and said that Bayern are better than us, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't.
Although to be fair to you, you said ages ago.
I know. But this
that we were the best in Europe, and I think you're proving that to be right now.
Proven to be right. I know a lot of people have jumped on that and are saying it, and it probably is true right now. But in 20 years, I don't want to sit down with my kids and talk to them about Arsenal and go, yeah, you know what? Arsenal were the best team in Europe in December of 2025 and January 2026 and February 2026. Oh, but they didn't win the Premier League. Oh, but actually they got to the Champions League final and lost against whoever. Oh, but they lost the Carabao Cup final against City. I want to say Arsenal won the Carabao Cup against City. Arsenal got to the Champions League final and won it. Arsenal won the Premier. Do you know what I mean? That is all I care about now. You know, all of this talk and getting gassed, and I know I'll do it at times, and I did. It was after the Atletico Madrid game, I came out and said we're the best team in Europe. Everyone laughed at it. A couple of weeks later, they were saying the same thing. So, like I said, it doesn't actually matter. All I want now is silverware. I want the Premier League. I want the Champions League. I think we're favourites for it. You know, this is no small feat. To win 7 out of 7, 2 goals conceded, beating Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and Bayern Munich, to name just the best ones that we've beaten, and 4 other Champions League teams. It's incredible. You know, Mikel Arteta, what a job he's doing. I just hearing Wayne Rooney talking about it. You know, we're such a good team. Yeah. You know, and tonight we rested Declan Rice. Mosquera, who was brilliant, I want to give him his credit in a second, came in for Gabriel. Miles Lewis-Skelly came in at left back. He hasn't played in a while. Gabriel Jesus came in for Gyokeres. We rotated players out. Eze came in for Odegaard.
Marino came in.
Exactly. Yeah. You can go on, and we were still really good. I thought it was quite open in the first half. I think defensively for that first goal, Zubimendi doesn't close down quick enough. After Miles Lewis-Skelly actually doesn't close down quick enough. Maybe that can be avoided. But apart from that criticism and maybe being a bit sloppy in the first half defensively, I don't really have much to say. You know, Gabriel Jesus, absolutely brilliant.
Let's talk about him for a minute, because he came into the team. There's been a lot of talk about, you know, Arsenal strikers. There's even been talk, and I've said it, that Arsenal may want to look and speculate in the transfer window. But when you see what he did today, that kind of gives things a different look. Now, what I'm going to ask you is this. He's come into the team today. He's got 2 goals. As well as the 2 goals, he played really well, looked really sharp, got involved, occupied the defenders. Would you start him ahead of Gyokeres, or are you looking at Gyokeres coming on late, getting that goal and reminding everyone that, listen, he may be off form, but he can still bang you goals? Where are you going with this one?
I think they've both given Arteta a good headache. I don't know the answer to it yet. I need to think on it. You know, like I said, big up to both of them. Yeah. You know, recently we've been talking about none of them doing the job, none of them scoring goals and being prolific in front of goal. Tonight they've both done it. Like I said, big up to Gabriel Jesus. I thought he was brilliant, deserved man of the match. 2 goals, but apart from the goals, in terms of his hold-up play, getting on the ball, dribbling, bringing others into play, I thought it was really, really good. You know, and the first goal, Timbers scuffed it and he's in the right place at the right time, and a good finish puts it in the bottom corner. And then the second goal, good ball in from Saka. Trossard with a good header across, and Jesus is there at the right time to head it into essentially an empty net. So, yeah, big up to him. I'm happy for him.
He comes off. He's probably a little bit disappointed because he's probably thinking, as strikers do, I could get a hat-trick here. He comes off. Gyokeres comes on. Literally his first touch or second touch. Worldy. Great moment, yeah?
Those are the type of goals we want to see from Victor Gyokeres. Those are the type of goals that were synonymous with him at Sporting Lisbon. You know, lethal finishes in front of goal, wanting to shoot, putting too much power. The keeper gets a touch, keeper still ain't saving it. You know, running in behind. Great ball from Martinelli, by the way, outside of his right foot. Holds it up well, gets his body in the way, tries to pass to Saka, doesn't work out. Ball drops to him, one touch at his feet, bang. Prolific. That's the player I thought we were signing. For those moments, you know, I don't care if Gyokeres touches the ball 5 times in a game. If he can put the ball in the top corner like that, that is what I want from my striker. I know that's not the system we play. I know Arteta likes the strikers to drop deep, to be involved in the build-up and link-up play and bring the wingers into play and other players. But what I expect from Gyokeres, what I wanted from Gyokeres, and I think what a lot of people wanted from Gyokeres, were those kind of goals. You know, it sounds crazy, but you know the 2 goals he scored against Atletico Madrid, where they're both scruffy, one comes off his knee, and don't get me wrong, if he's in the right position and he's scoring goals, that's what he's in the team to do. But I still want my striker to score good goals. I want my striker to score finishes like that. And we know he's got it in him, whether it's confidence, whether it's, you know, the system. You can argue that the Nottingham Forest game, right? They obviously sat back, very defensive. He didn't get much space. Whereas tonight in that second half when he came on, Inter Milan were wide open. You know, he could run into space, he could hold it up, and he had time to get his shot off. So, yeah, look, the second one as well, which he's blazed over, I think he'll be disappointed with, because obviously we know from the first finish he can do better than that. But like I said, big up to Jesus and big up to Gyokeres. They both come on. Jesus had the chance to start, he scored 2 goals. Gyokeres comes off the bench, he scored a goal. So we want our strikers to be scoring goals, and they've both done it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Anyone else stand up for you today?
Yeah, Christian Mosquera. Thought it was absolutely brilliant. Seriously, this guy, he's 21 years old. We bought him for 13 million. We stole him for 13 million, should I say? Because this guy, I think, already is worth 40 mil at least. And since he came on at Anfield in that game against Liverpool, he hasn't put a foot wrong. Maybe one mistake away against Newcastle in the first half when he gave away a sloppy corner and they scored, and he got taken off at half time. Apart from that, every time this guy has played, the only reason he's not a starter consistently, because he's got the 2 best centre-backs in Europe in front of him, William Saliba and Gabriel. But you saw tonight, away at the San Siro, the guy comes in, looks like a seasoned professional. Absolutely brilliant tonight. I thought in that first half, him and Saliba were pretty much flawless. And I think Lewis Skelly, you know, defensively sloppy at times, Zubimendi defensively sloppy. But those 2, and Timber. Who else? Who else did well? Marino was okay. Wasn't particularly great, but...
How do you think Eze did today? He's still a bit of an enigma, isn't he? Eze?
Yeah, I do think we look a bit more fluid going forward with Eze in the team. I think in terms of chance creation and playing through the middle, we do that a lot more with Eze. Odegaard likes to drift out to the right, whereas Eze picks up those balls. We play between the lines a bit. We see that for the first goal. Eze is involved in that. It goes through the lines. Then Lewis Skelly plays it across and Timber shoots. So yeah, in terms of chance creation and fluidity, we look a bit better with Eze, but I still want more from him. I still want more. I know there's more to come. I don't need to get on his back.
I think that's a common consensus.
Yeah.
Certainly what I felt. I mean, there were touches there, some nice little bits and pieces of play. But then there was a couple of times when he got robbed of the ball in the middle of the park. The ball got turned over.
Which, you know, Arteta will hate that as well, which is a big flaw in his game if you want to play in this system. But yeah, look, it's hard when you come in and you've barely played any minutes to a game like this at the San Siro. It's hard to have a great performance, but he done okay. I'm not going to single him out.
Right. So that's done, which is great. Now, there's a big game looming on the horizon on Sunday. Arsenal versus Man United. It's at home. Listen, Arsenal versus Man United is always a big game, but given the way things are going at the moment in the Premier League, we've not won for a couple of matches, not scored in our last 2 Premier League games. We want to increase the gap. Massive game. In terms of the team you want to see take the field for Sunday, can you give us any insights in what you're thinking?
You're asking me like I'm a coach. I don't know.
Your coach for the day.
Yeah, Rice will come back in. I think Gabriel will come back in. Interesting to see what he does at left back. Whether he puts Timber back over there and plays Ben White, I don't know. Saka starts, Trossard starts. And like I said, I need to think on the striker. I genuinely don't know. Like I
No,
said,
you know what?
Jesus-
It's great that we're having this
Yeah,
conversation.
for sure,
man,
for
'cause
sure. Jesus has done enough to warrant the start, but then Gyokeres is.
You could
scored
make a
banger.
case for either. You could make a
100%.
case for either.
And you know what? Maybe Mikel will go left field and start Kai. Like, it just could happen. You never know. So, if you were to ask me what I'd do right now, I'd start Gyokeres up front.
No, I wouldn't be averse to that. I mean, before he scored, though, I was definitely on the Jesus train. But seeing him do that, seeing the look on his face when he scored that, you see the way he celebrated,
Yeah.
the confidence is coming back in him. And
sure.
if he starts on Sunday, I'm sure he'll do well.
Definitely.
But Christian, thank you so much, bro.
Nice one,
Respect. Cheers.